Hi, thanks so much for coming back to another session of our virtual MindFit series. Just like the body, the brain can show signs of aging over time. While this is a natural result of growing older, there are positive lifestyle changes that you can make to keep your brain sharper for longer. And that includes doing these brain fitness exercises that are part of Home Care Assistance's Cognitive Therapeutics Method program that we do with our clients. And we also I teach a class sometimes at the Douglas Buck Center in downtown Littleton called the MindFit class. And think of it as group exercises for your brain. So we have a lot of fun there. Since we're not allowed to be there right now, we're doing it virtually. So my name is Amy with Home Care Assistance, and let's get started. So the first activity that we're going to do is called visual puzzles. Let's see if I can get this just right. I always have to get it set up just right each time, right? And so I'm going to show you a picture that has been broken into several pieces. And what you're going to need to do is in your mind figure out how to move those pieces around to make the picture. So let me show you how we're going to do this. And it's so good for the visual spatial perception part of your brain. So here's the picture that you're going to look at. I'm always going to give you a minute to look at it. And remember that because the joy of it being a recording is that you can always hit pause if you want to stop it for a minute and look a little bit harder. But so in your mind, if you take these pieces and you kind of flip this around and put this here, and then flip this one around and set it here, hopefully you've gotten a football. So that's the way these visual puzzles work. So let's try the next one here. So I'll give you just a second to look at it. All right, and hopefully you figured out that it was a penguin. And one of the big things that I would tell you when you're doing any kind of a brain exercise is that the most important part of doing the exercise is working your brain. So whether you get to the answer or not, you're still exercising your brain, and that's what we want you to be doing. All right, so I'll let you look at this one for just a second. Kind of move those pieces around in your brain and think about what that might look like. And see if you came up with this radio. I hope you like doing these. Kind of fun to stretch your brain a little bit and try something different. All right. So I'll give you a minute to look at those three pieces. All right, and if you figured out that it's a mixer, that would be the correct answer. Always interesting to me too, sometimes you kind of get fixated on one piece of the picture and you see something different until I tell you what it is, and then all of a sudden it all comes together. And this picture is, I'll give you a hint, because there was something big on TV last night and there's still more today. So I bet, did you figure out that it was a football helmet? Yeah, the draft was on. And if you guys watch that at all, if you're interested in football. All right. Now we've got more pieces that you got to move around. And a lot of times what I look at is try and figure out, a lot of times there's one part of this that really kind of gives it away. So for this one, it's looking right here at those two legs and then this hanging down. So did you figure out that it was a cow? Yeah, it looks like she's ready to be milked. Sorry, sometimes it takes me a second to get all these pieces of paper up right. I'm used to doing this on my computer. All right, I'll give you just another minute on that one. All right, did you come up with the world? Let's see. Now, 4 pieces. I'll give you just a second to look at that. Yeah, there. Do you see the canister vac? All the pieces made the canister vac. We have just a couple more of these. All right, these 4 pieces. Yeah, what do they make? There you go. Did you come up with an airplane? I'll show them to you again so you can kind of see how they all fit together. Oh, I'm sorry. It must be Friday afternoon. Because I am not flipping pages very quickly. All right, I'll give you just another minute with that one. Yeah, and for me, this is kind of the giveaway right here. Those filaments that are inside of a light bulb. Give you just a second to look at that. One more second, and this one might be the giveaway for you. Did you see the fish? All right. Now, if I showed this to my kids, they might not get it. Since I don't know when we've ever had a telephone that looked like that. They certainly look a lot different these days, don't they? All right. And did you ever play this when you were younger? A trumpet? Here's another one. Yeah, this one's harder because it's broken up into more pieces. So I'll give you just another second. All right, did you come up with a watch? And let's look at that for just another second. If you haven't figured it out yet, I'll give you a little bit of a hint. It is an animal, and it makes a lot of noise early in the morning. So, did you see the rooster that was there? And this is a really good example of how sometimes you see something different. You know, one of the things that you might have seen is you might have thought, ooh, that kind of looks like a pickle. And it does, but it's actually part of a cactus or a saguaro. I think what's really interesting with those saguaros is that those arms, I want to say, if I remember correctly, they have to be 100 years old before those arms ever develop. All right, so this is our last one. Give you just another second. All right, did you come up with a coffee mug? I hope you liked those. So that was good, making your brain kind of move those pieces of the pictures around in your mind. So this one is called Rhyme It. So I'm going to give you 2 definitions, and you're going to have to think of the words that go with those definitions that rhyme. So the way this works, here's the first one. The sound a duck makes and a small rundown building. So the sound a duck makes is quack, and then a small rundown building is a shack. So quack, shack. So they rhyme. All right, so here's the next one. An enclosure used to contain animals and extreme anger. So I'll let you look at that one for a minute. Enclosure used to contain animals and extreme anger. So did you come up with cage and rage? So cage and rage. Now we have, sorry, I've got to get that just right. Directing fault or responsibility towards someone or something, and a feeling of guilt and embarrassment due to one's actions. I'll let you look at that for just a minute. Did you get blame and shame? Sorry, my pages keep sticking today. All right, how about being scared and an area with less light? Being scared and an area with less light. And if it helps at all, a lot of times when I do these, one of the answers comes to me before the other. So go in the order in which it comes, right? This one is afraid and shade. All right, an object formed by linking together materials and a form of public transportation. An object formed by linking together materials and a form of public transportation. Did you come up with chain and train? Chain and train. Concern for others' well-being and to look at with intensity for a long period of time. Concern for others' well-being and to look at with intensity for a long period of time. Did you get care and stare? That's care and stare. To separate into more than one piece and to move something back and forth quickly. I'll give you a second. Did you come up with break and shake? Almost sounds like a restaurant. To be unsuccessful and a garden pest with a shell. To be unsuccessful and a garden pest with a shell. Did you come up with fail and snail? Where's the answer for that one? Now we have a final resting place and continuing an endeavor despite known danger. So a final resting place and continuing in an endeavor, can't say that 10 times fast, despite known danger. Did you come up with grave and brave? Brave and brave. All right, so we have one last activity for today. All right, so this one, you're going to look at the pictures and they represent a common phrase. So when you look at this one, you see little whisks, or they beat, so little beaters around a bush. So the phrase we're looking for is beat around the bush. So that's the way we do this one. So I'll let you look at these and I'll kind of talk you through what the pictures are, and then I'll let you look at it for a minute just to make sure that we see the same, that we're talking about the same thing. So we've got a little boy jumping rope, we have a covered wagon, and we've got a band. I'll let you look at that for a minute. Did you come up with jump on the band wagon? Jump on the band wagon. Now we've got a picture of a light switch that's off and a picture of a rocker. Did you come up with off your rocker? Now we've got a really cute picture of two little puppies sleeping next to each other. They're lying down, and looks like Pinocchio must be lying because of his long nose. Did you get let sleeping dogs lie? All right. A blue ribbon and two worlds. Did you get best of both worlds? This time I'm just going to let you look at the pictures. Try and come up with it. All right, and then I'm going to tell you, so it's a pair of scissors, and that looks like it's the corner of the block. So to cut corners. All right, let you look at it for just a minute. All right, I'm going to give you less and less hints as we go. Did you get feeling under the weather? That's kind of a good one. Again, I'm just going to let you look at it for just a minute. All right. So did you get hit the nail on the head? So hit the nail on the head. Oops, can you see that one? There we go. All right. Did you get it? Once in a blue moon. There we go. All right, did you figure that one out? Armed to the teeth. Armed to the teeth. And again, I can't stress enough. Just trying to get the answers is so good for your brain. So give yourself a lot of credit for trying. All right, so, and this one's a little bit hard to see, but it is like a dust storm. So it's bite the dust. I'll let you look at this one for another minute. All right. Do you know what country this is? China. So it's a bull in a china shop. All right, and this is the last one for today. Give you just another second to look at it. Don't forget, you can always hit pause if you need to. Did you get call the shots? Call the shots. So thank you so much for, oh, I know, I forgot. I had last couple things for you. Because laughter is so wonderful for us all. There are lots of, oh, sorry about that. All right, I'll show that to you while I read. So laughing really triggers all sorts of positive physiological responses in our body. It relaxes the whole body. It relieves muscle tension and stress. Levels of cortisol, which is the stress hormone, drop, minimize pain and inflammation through the body. And the release of endorphins, which is a natural feel-good substance that makes you feel happy and content. And it has been proven to reduce the perception of physical pain. So those are all the reasons why we want to laugh. So I have a couple of little cartoons for you to end today. Let's see if you can see that one okay. So he's saying, never, ever think outside the box. All right, this one's pretty cute. Yeah, a French corkscrew. Got to be able to get the cork out of a lot of different wine bottles. And the last one I have for you today is this one. It says, that's the problem with email. There's no one to bite. No mailman to bite. So I hope you've really liked those and enjoyed those. Thanks so much for joining me today. If you have any questions for me, any feedback, any answers that you missed and you really want to know, you can send me an email at amy@st centennialhca.com. So thanks again for joining me for our virtual Mind Fit. Stay healthy, stay safe out there, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.